From America's sweetheart to the latest celebrity controversy, Ellen DeGeneres has been in the center of attention for years. From having her own sitcom to her own talk show and even hosting the Oscars, Ellen certainly steals the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Welcome to the Oscars.
But not everyone has nice things to say about her, some even claiming that her TV persona is a complete lie. Here are the top 10 celebrities that tried to warn us about Ellen DeGeneres. Mark Ruffalo. On October of 2019, a picture of George W. Bush and Ellen DeGeneres during a Dallas Cowboys game shocked the internet. The photo became a sensation, with a lot of people commenting that it's hypocritical on behalf of Ellen to hang out with a president that had a not-so-secret anti-LGBT stand.
Today, I want to explain why I support the Marriage Protection Amendment.
Later on her show, the comedian expressed that, "I am friends with a lot of people who don't share the same beliefs I have. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way I do. I mean be kind to everyone." While some thought of this as a nice message, others expressed their disappointment. One of them is the Incredible Hulk himself, Mark Ruffalo, who tweeted, "Sorry, until George W. Bush is brought to justice for the crimes of the including American-led and displacement and the deep scars, emotional and otherwise, inflicted on our military that serves this folly, we can't even begin to talk about kindness." This response became just as viral as the picture of Ellen and the former president, with a very varied response. Maybe Ellen should have stayed quiet with that one. Kathy Griffin. The acclaimed comedian has always had a feud with Ellen, but it was during a show in LA back in 2018 where she ultimately spilled the beans. The star began joking about how probably everybody in LA already know her and her reputation, but what nobody knew is that both of them got in a fight after the death of comic legend Joan Rivers. One of the things that really hurt Joan, and we talked about it at our last meal together, was that Ellen always shunned her and Ellen thought she was vulgar and not funny, said Griffin. She later recalled calling Ellen after Rivers passed away and suggested to Ellen that she should do a tribute to the late star. Reportedly, Ellen didn't like that and didn't even consider to do any kind of memorial for her. Griffin said that afterwards they had a fight where both called each other untalented hacks and worse things, apparently. Yet it is Griffin who has tried to mend the relationship between the two, but Ellen isn't having it. Katy Perry. This isn't exactly the biggest warning, but it's the first of a series of awkward moments during Ellen's TV show where Ellen comes out as rude and insensitive. In 2017, things became awkward on the Ellen DeGeneres show during a game of Will You Marry Me with pop star Katy Perry. While Katy was supposed to express which celebrity she found the most attractive, she said, "Do I have to get married again?" And Ellen responded with, "You were not married." The interview got south pretty quickly as Katy kept mentioning that she was, while Ellen coldly denied her. Later, Katy even comically suggests that they should cut that segment off the interview.
Remember, you gave me some wedding gifts on this show.
Yes, I do.
Dakota Johnson. But Katy Perry isn't the only star that has an awkward moment with Ellen's memory, or her lack of. In November of 2019, Dakota Johnson made an appearance on the show that would later become viral. As a part of Ellen's running gags, she messed with Johnson over not inviting her to her birthday party, but the actress responds very elegantly that that is not true. In a similar tone with Perry's incident, Ellen completely denies this information.
But I did invite you and you didn't come. So,
This time you invited me?
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Ask Jonathan, your producer.
Funnily enough, someone off camera quickly confirms what Dakota Johnson is saying, throwing Ellen off. She replies with, "Oh yeah, I had that thing." Well, actually, that thing was going to a certain football game with a particular someone. Mariah Carey. In 2008, while Mariah Carey was the guest of Ellen's show, the host tried to make her reveal if the rumors of her pregnancy were true or not. The singer replied that she didn't feel comfortable talking about it, and Ellen didn't mention it after that for like 10 seconds. Ellen proceeded to pull out a bottle of champagne and 2 cups, forcing Mariah to toast for her non-pregnancy. This was a sneaky tactic since pregnant women shouldn't drink alcohol, and if Mariah said no, she was already confirming the rumor. Turns out Mariah was indeed pregnant, but she was still on her first trimester and she had a long history of miscarriages, meaning she was trying very hard for this one to work out. That didn't stop Ellen to insist on her drinking, which she did, claiming this is peer pressure. The worst part of it all is that Mariah did end up losing the baby and the respect for Ellen. Justin Bieber. Remember when Justin Bieber's nude pictures were leaking on the internet back in 2015? Well, Justin sure remembers, and mostly thanks to Ellen. Right after the incident, he was invited to the talk show to talk about Justin's new music video and album, but was met with a very uncomfortable situation. The star was talking about his shoot for I'll Show You, where he has some scenes in his underwear, only to be interrupted by Ellen, who decides to use this moment as a way to mention the nudes.
How did you not see that there was paparazzi there?
Aside from the fact that Ellen shows the picture on a giant screen behind both of them for the world to watch, she also keeps insisting on getting all the details of the encounter, even though they both repeatedly said it was a private moment. After she mentions the appearance of another woman in the photo, she asks Justin who she is, and he replies with,
"Why are you putting me on the spot like this?"
Caitlyn Jenner. The I Am Kate star has been open about her thoughts on Ellen DeGeneres, especially after a Howard Stern interview in 2015. Okay, so on that same day, Caitlyn Jenner was the guest of Ellen's show, and in it she was asked her thoughts on gay marriage, to which she answered,
I have to admit that I remember 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was, when this whole gay marriage issue came up, I was not for it.
Later that day, Ellen showed up on the Howard Stern show and expressed her regrets towards Caitlyn. She still has a judgment about gay marriage. This is really confusing to people. The backlash directed to Jenner was enormous, with a vocal mass calling her out for being homophobic. Well, it was later that Jenner gave her side of the story when she wrote her own memoirs, The Secrets of My Life. In it, Caitlyn mentions that Ellen took her line out of context and deliberately alienated her from the LGBT community just so Ellen could be viral and could get a bigger following. The drama got to a certain level that it is rumored Caitlyn is banned from appearing on Ellen's set. Nikki Tutorials. In January of 2020, YouTuber Nikki Tutorials appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show after an emotional video of her coming out that went viral. But it's not this interview that became a sensation on the internet, but a Dutch interview that she made a month later. In it, the makeup artist says, "Let me say that there's a big difference between this show and Ellen DeGeneres, and I'm saying that in favor of this show. It is nice that you say hi before you start the show. She didn't." While the YouTuber star later claimed that it was an honor to be part of the show, she did make an emphasis on the lack of manners of Ellen, calling her cold and distant. Ricky Gervais. The latest blow towards Ellen's reputation comes from a British comedian, Ricky Gervais. Gervais has never been shy, well, for anything, but he has been particularly open with his opinions concerning other fellow celebrities. In April of 2020, in the middle of the global pandemic, the comedian expressed his disappointment towards a group of celebrities that were publicly complaining about their situation. One of these celebrities is Ellen, who posted a YouTube video where she says,
This is like being in jail.
Gervais was very clear about his thoughts on the matter, claiming that the celebrities shouldn't be complaining while others are risking their lives. These people are doing 14-hour shifts and not complaining, wearing masks and being left with sores after risking their own health and their family's health selflessly. But then I see someone complaining about being in a mansion with a swimming pool, and honestly, I just don't want to hear it, says the comedian. Considering Ellen DeGeneres has a net worth of $490 million, it comes off as extremely out of touch to think of your situation as comparable to jail. Kevin T. Porter. But the biggest warning comes from comedian Kevin T. Porter, who on March 20th of 2020 tweeted, "Right now we all need a little kindness, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match everyone with $2 to LA Food Bank." The response was enormous, with many people that worked for her telling their experiences on the show. One of them mentioned that Ellen fired a custodian because he was autistic and wasn't allowed to look at her, even though he liked to greet everyone. A PA mentions that one of the occasions that Russell Brand appeared on the show, he was chatting in the employees' break area before being completely shut down by a mad Ellen who didn't want the employees to interact with the movie star. Finally, the comedian donated $600, meaning there are at least 300 stories of people with bad experiences with her. So what do you think? Do you think these celebs are exaggerating and Ellen has a point? Or she has always been a bad person in disguise? Let us know in the comments.